Well, welcome here. This is a tribute that I would like to leave from a little clip that I made from a Swartkop Airshow here in South Africa. And here we're talking about Captain Glen Warden. Unfortunately, today he crashed during an aerobatic championship. And what a tragic day for aviation, because we lost one of the most capable pilots, an absolute gentleman, and a great teacher. Glenn and I grew up together in the Air Force, and he was one of those super fighter pilots that you had no option but to like. Absolute professional, absolute gentleman, and all that I can say, in the civilian life that he followed after his Air Force career, he became a training captain in the airline. And boy, he was right up there training and teaching the best of the best. On the aerobatic circuit, I've met him many times. Flight safety was one of the things that he was wild about. And now we must remember that I do this in tribute because I am really sad that we lost not just a friend, but that we lost somebody that everybody, and that includes myself, looked up to because he was such a superstar. So I'll call him by his call sign, which was Gringo. Gringo, may your golden wings bring you many, many happy moments, and may the most of them be upside down.
Well, welcome to the Scene Studio once again, ladies and gentlemen. Safety is the name of the game, and as you know, our motto is that safety is an attitude. All right. So when I visited the Air Force Base Swartkop annual air show, I had a good look around because I wanted to see, are these guys doing it with safety on the mind? What is the mindset? What is the run-up to the bigger international show that's coming later, the AAD, or they talk about it as the double AD. All right, Colonel Keith Fryer, man, ex-fighter pilot, but he's now the officer commanding of the VIP squadron, and he is the man who was the Airboss. And I asked him, and it's great to hear what he's saying, what they are doing, to enhance safety and the attitude of safety. Not just at displays, but that is a growth for all of us. And then I had the privilege to speak to a few people like Captain Brandy. He's been a transport pilot his whole life. He's a human factors expert of note. He really knows what he's talking about. A great pilot. And he had something interesting to say as well. Oh, now he is an airline training captain and all that. And then I've got another airline training captain who is the leader of the Goodyear Pit Special team. Man, these guys, they stick to each other like glue. You can't believe it when they're doing a show. Those that know Glen Warden will know that he is such a professional. Was a great fighter pilot in his day. And now he's a great training captain in the airline industry. So let me take you through a couple of moments, a couple of things that happened at the Air Force Base Swartkop. Oh yes, and by the way, great show, guys. Thank you.
What an incredible base this really is. I must also say thank you to Diamond. That's the company that's put the marketing side, the production side together. To the team that have been working with us, a very, very big thank you. Well, thank you, Charlie, and welcome to the Swartkop's Air Force Base, where we're busy with this great big air show. Now, as discussed in the last program, but I also am very concerned about aviation safety and also public safety. Here now is a fine example of a well-organized air show where safety, as always, is of paramount importance. I can clearly see the fence line with the crowd kept well behind the fences. Of course, there's a safety director and he has a whole team with him. And they are there to monitor and to ensure that both on the air side and on the public side, everything is kept absolutely safe. They look at the flying aspects, they look at, in the case of an emergency, how that emergency will be handled, and then the run-of-the-mill things that occur over at an event like this, where amongst the public we get the odd scratch or bee sting, or perhaps fainting due to dehydration. All this is covered under the auspices of public safety. I hope that you're enjoying the program as much as what we enjoy presenting it for you.
17 knots, approach speed run about 120 kilometers per hour, landing runway 02 at this stage at Swartkops. We still have a northeasterly wind, temperatures now increasing slightly, expecting maximum temperature today around about 24 degrees. Please, however, use sunscreen to keep yourself well hydrated throughout the air show.
Well, I think at an air show in particular, you are there to be a crowd pleaser and support your sponsor. The pressure put on you psychologically is to almost outperform your own capabilities sometimes. So one's got to be very cautious, take a really good, realistic look at your capabilities and make sure that you contain your program and your sequence to exactly how you practice and don't push the boundaries.
Hello, Charlie. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me to talk here. I've been flying for 40 years now. I think the things that I've learned, number one, is irrespective of whether you are the boss of a A340-600 or flying as a captain, even on your own in a Cessna 150, but you are ultimately responsible and accountable for your actions, not only towards yourself, but most certainly for the people around you and also the guys on the ground, to your loved ones as well. Then, of course, I didn't always apply those rules myself. I can go back to the year 1977 and 25th of January, when my level of experience exceeded my, or rather my level of confidence exceeded my ability. And guess what? The climb rate of the mountain was better than that of the airplane, and I quite successfully crashed an aircraft onto the mountain. I was very lucky and very privileged to stand here and talk about it. Other people are not. So do yourself a favor. Stick to the rules. Be disciplined at all times, and fly safe out there. Thank you very much.
Sure, there's a lot to say about safety at this stage. The South African Air Force, with this display and with this air show, we've commenced an aviation display course to help us put all things in place for the larger air shows like AAD. AAD itself is a large international expo. This is more a family air show. So we're utilizing this air show to prepare our young development pilots and ground staff and air traffic controllers in airshow management and airshow safety. At this stage, these people are all situated throughout the airfield. They're accommodated in the VOC, the Venue Operations Center, the ECC, our Emergency Crisis Center, and dispersed amongst the crowd and at our hangar up at 14 hangar. So we're using the airshow to validate the guys in preparation for our larger airshows in the South African Air Force. Thank you. I'm a little concerned about general aviation at the moment because everybody is going for a tick in the box activity and they're not focusing on the safety related matters, because that goes about culture. Culture is basically to teach airmanship. It's a word that we've kind of lost touch with. And also safety. Be considerate, consider your environment, consider the impact of your actions.
Approach speed around about 125 to 130 knots. And bringing his speed now to around about 110 knots on touchdown. Around about just below 200 kilometers per hour on touchdown. And as a result, he doesn't have to use the drag chute. The Griffin, developed in Sweden, is developed to operate off of normal carriageway roads, and it can carry a full bomb load and get airborne from a normal road due to the displacement on the main wheels and on the double baby mains here. There you can see our canards turn to the normal position after landing.
Carrying the food in the round. Anybody something the food is around?
Well, there you are, ladies and gentlemen. And man, it was a great show. I really enjoyed it. Congratulations to Colonel Keith Fryer, your whole team, the South African Air Force, putting up a magnificent display, one of the bigger air shows in South Africa. You guys are definitely leading this time. And, you know, it's going to be very interesting to see who's going to take the air show of the year. I think you guys stand a good chance. Well, to everybody out there, remember, it's whatever you've seen the guys doing at air shows. Remember, these guys are great actors. They've been trained to do the acts. They've been verified. They're being scrutinized. The aircraft and everything must adhere to the minimum specifications. So please do not go and do this at home. Remember, if you want to do aerobatics, which is great, get yourself properly trained. If you want to roll your aircraft, I know the aircraft can roll. I know. But have you been taught to roll? Yeah, I know you've got an RV7. But maybe you've got a Baron and you think to do a straight roll in the Baron is so super cool. Man, that is so super stupid. I know it can roll. But that is, you know, it's really taking it outside the envelope of the aircraft. The fact that you got away with it doesn't make you smart. It makes you lucky. So you're stupid and lucky. All right, I'm getting a little bit intense here. But remember, safety is the name of the game. Safety is an attitude. Well, happy flying. Oh, upside down. The earth has got a silver lining. Go and fly with somebody who can.